Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Oh my goodness. Hello, hotties, and welcome back to the Smoke Sesh podcast. My name is Hannah, your host, and I am so excited to be back with you guys this week. You guys, luckily, this week I do not have a 30-minute life update. I will say life is good when I don't have a 30-minute life update. Like, please, for the love of God. Luckily, this past week was not as tumultuous as last week was on me. If you girlies know, you girlies know. Luckily, everything, like I said last episode, everything always works out. Trust, no matter what, you will figure it out. You will get the answers you need. You will get to the point that you need. You will have those manifestations come true. Trust in yourself to figure it out. Trust in the universe to also kind of just be bringing blessings your way. Always. So thank God for that. They found my car. They found my car. Yeah. Thursday afternoon, I got a phone call from the police department, and they were like, yeah, hey babe, we have your car. It's at the tow lot. And also kind of shout out to the city, because in Kansas City, there's only one tow lot, which makes life genuinely so much easier instead of having to figure out, okay, what teeny tiny little fucking random tow lot that can charge me anything. Where's my car? They're like, nope, it's at the one fucking tow lot in Kansas City. Pick it up whenever. You know, you have a little bit of a fee, but we'll hold it for 3 days for free. Best believe we were going to get there ASAP to go pick that bitch up. I was like, is there any damages? You know, like, I mean, is it even drivable? Like, is it worth going and picking up? Like, I don't want to pick up a hunk of metal, 10,000 pounds of metal that I can't drive. That's just trash. Like, I'll let you guys deal with that. They're like, yeah, no, we didn't see any damages, so you're good. What? All right, whatever. So me and my dad went to go pick up my car, and the whole time I'm like, well, how did they get it? You know, they had to have at least broken into the door, or at least, I mean, at the very least, hot wired my car. Like, how the fuck did they drive it? So we, of course, any sort of government situation is going to take a little bit longer than you might like. They are truly moving at the speed of their own pace. But like, if I was in that government pay, girl, I feel you. I'm not stressing your shit either. We drive out to the car. I'm like, oh, I see it. Oh my God. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. No damages, at least to the outside. That wasn't inflicted by me already, because that car was fucked up. No one had broken into it. Like with my boyfriend's car, when they broke into it, they had to kind of like pull the door handle off in a sense in order to get into it. They didn't do that. They didn't hotwire my car. We put the key in, we turned it over, ran perfectly fine. What? And you're like, Hannah, and you really went out and bought a new car. Listen, I needed a new car no matter what. You guys have heard me on this podcast, like, I need a new car. And now that I'm sitting in the post situation, the reflection of this kind of tumultuous past couple weeks that I've had, I truly have visualized myself in this place. You know, I truly did. I was manifesting this car. I was manifesting this exact type of car, this exact color of car, this exact interior color of car. Like, I had been visualizing where I am for such a long time that it really did come true. Was it in a way that I ever could have possibly thought? No. Do I regret buying a new car? No. With the tariffs and all this bullshit, cars are probably going to skyrocket here soon. So thank God I did it sooner rather than later. But god damn, thank God they found my fucking car with no damages. Because I mean, it's worth at least a couple grand. I can get a couple grand out of it. And hey, in this economy, a couple grand means a lot. All right, girls. So thank God to the universe for doing that. Now, the people who were in my car were definitely some drug addicts. Definitely drug addict behavior in my car. Why, you ask? Well, they had smoked like 8 backwoods in my car and ashed in the little like mid console. It was completely full of ash. They had taken every single item of mine out of my car. Like, they had practically cleaned my car for me. I had nothing really important in there. They had taken all of that shit out and then put a bunch of their random bullshit in there. Like, there was a giant king size decorative pillow in the trunk of the car. There were random rims from random cars. At work, maybe probably like a month ago, someone had hit my side mirror and knocked off kind of just like the shell casing of it. So I had that in my car to hopefully like one day link up with my dad and be like, okay, hey, can you help me put this back on? They had a side mirror in their car, but it wasn't mine. I don't know where mine is. It was a gray color. It was not my car. I don't know. Definitely drug addict behavior. A bag of tools they had left in there. They had found it, if you guys are Kansas City girlies, they had found it at Haha's Pizza Hub off of 39th, which is kind of just, it's the best late night food that you can really get in the Westport-ish area. Like gyros, pizza, fantastic. But they had feasted in my car too because I recognized all the silverware they had left. I was like, oh my God, when I get Haha's to go, this is the silverware they give me. Like, they definitely had parked this in the Haha's parking lot and left this shit there after feasting and doing God knows what in that fucking car. So me and my dad spent yesterday, which it was so beautiful and nice out, just deep cleaning that bitch, spraying that bitch out, vacuuming it. I bought a car wash membership for my new car because if I need to take way better care of this car than I did my last one. My last one, I was definitely in low-key kind of like my druggy era, don't care if I live or die. So of course I didn't really care about my car that much. But now that I'm putting so much money into this new car, I'm like, no, weekly washes, weekly vacuum. It's like $20, girl. I can go and deep clean this bitch as often as I want. Okay, thank you. I will be paying that. That is a good bang for your buck. Deep clean that, and then shout out to my dad because he's going to deal with trying to sell it to people because I don't want to deal with Facebook Marketplace trying to sell a car to a random strange man online. That is the last thing I need to add to my plate. So shout out to him for handling that. But good news. Good news, you guys. They found my car. That was fucking crazy. And it had both of my plates on it. Oh, life is good. Life is worth living. But I hope you guys had a fantastic week. I had a pretty sleepy weekend, and I think that was because of the full moon. The full moon was kind of fucking up the energies. It was a Libra full moon, and I really kind of associate that with like the scales of balance, and my scales of balance were all out of whack. Luckily, not emotionally, more so physically, which is interesting. Like, on full moons or new moons, I just can't sleep. I'm not getting a full night's sleep. I'm waking up at least 3 to 5 times a night. Also, the night that I worked this weekend, I was on the patio, which usually I love the patio, but they had just redone the patio and they're using like old vintage bricks and it was like all misshapen and unlaid out, and I tripped and almost ate fucking shit. I almost died. I was like, oh my God, I gotta slow down. I refuse to die at this restaurant. Like, I cannot do that. This is not the place that's gonna take me, that's for sure. So it just felt like my body was out of sorts. And also, I ran into one of you cuties at my work. You guys were eating there, and of course saw me almost die. I actually ran into a few of you guys. Me and my friends also had concert tickets this weekend for Remy Wolf, which she's so fantastic, great performer. Ran into one of you guys as well there. Of course, the baddies are like out and about this spring, like fantastic, absolutely. And you're always the kindest, sweetest people ever. Like, checks out, of course. But yeah, me and my girlies went out, had a couple drinks, enjoyed our evening. It was a beautiful weekend, and I think we're going into a week of a little bit of rain, so I'm glad that I was able to really take advantage of that while I could. You know, I'm glad I wasn't out serving in the rain, going to a concert in the rain, or cleaning my car in the rain. So thank you, universe, for a beautiful little weekend here. But I hope you guys are feeling good. We are out of retrograde, so we do have a brief period of like calm So take advantage of that, all right? What do we need to fix? What do we need to kind of equalize? What pieces do we need to pick up? What have we kind of left behind that we need to bring back? Balance the scales in that sort of way so we feel like a well-adjusted whole individual. But yeah, with that being said, enough of my chatter. After last week's 30-minute intro, I was like, we need to get to some of your questions. We need to get to what's on your mind, what the vibes are for the week. And also, I haven't smoked in a while, so we're gonna smoke because it just makes sense. After this weekend, girl, I need a fucking hit. Baddie, smoke a clock. Cheers, you guys. Alrighty, what are the girlies going through? What's on your mind? Hopefully you're all doing well, mentally, physically. Aw, this is from my girl, Miss Green Goddess herself, Daisha. You can find her on Instagram, greengoddess_AZ. A baddie, truly. She asked, favorite weekly reset energy cleaning ritual. I actually just did this yesterday. I do like to take one day out of the week to really be intentional about like, okay, this is the last day in the week. And I feel like for everybody's schedule, it could be completely different. Like when I was working only weekends, like bartending, managing at a restaurant, I would consider like either Monday or Tuesday as like my last day of the week, my Sunday of the 9 to 5 community. Now, luckily, I have a little bit more of an open schedule. So I feel like Sundays are that day for me now. But like, listen, we have one life and the days will blend together very, very quickly and time will feel like if it's flying and that you're leaving yourself behind, you're leaving your passions behind, you're leaving your life behind. If you do not take time to be like intentional about pausing, stopping, celebrating, and taking care of self. And I think that last day in the week, that reset day, is the perfect day to do so. Now that it is spring and summer, I mean, in the winter, I couldn't really do this ritual, but now that it's spring and summer, my biggest go-to when I just need to bring in new energy, refresh my house, refresh my body, refresh my mind a little bit, is I open my front door, I open all my windows, I let in as much fresh air as I possibly can. There is truly something about just like being outside, being in that fresh spring air. I was outside on my patio for at least 8 hours yesterday. Me and my cat were just big chilling out there, practically living on my patio because it's so refreshing. Bitch, if you're gonna be on your phone for 8 hours, at least do it outside. And if you don't have a patio or like you can't open your windows or you can't open your front door, there's no way to let fresh air in, go to the park, get outside, be with nature, leave behind your woes for a second and kind of take that intentional time to connect with self and just with the earth and the world around you. If you are missing that renewed sense of joy and passion and hope, especially this spring, it's because you are not in nature enough. Genuinely, you're not getting outside enough. The simplest way I do this is, like I said, opening my front door, opening my windows. If I'm going to be deep cleaning my house, I do that anyways because I don't want my entire house reeking of chemicals. I feel like for my poor little cat, that's just so bad. You hear the birds chirping outside, you're letting in beautiful rays of sunlight. And yeah, it definitely has a sense of renewal and refreshment on your body, your mind, your spirit, and also just your home. There's no better feeling than going to bed at night after having like my windows open all day. Like the air is so crisp. It's like getting into a bed with brand new sheets, like those crisp sheets. That's how the air in your home feels, and it is, oh my God, there's nothing better, genuinely. And even just having like a Sunday activity to do. Like I understand the whole fresh air thing, but if you're like, okay, well, I just want to get out of the house, having something to look forward to every single week on that reset day to kind of get you out of the norm, to expand your horizons, to see the world in a new light, whether it's going to a new grocery store to get your groceries, going to the farmer's market, going on a walk in the park. Me and my boyfriend are going to go tulip picking next weekend if the weather's nice. Going to a local farm, going to a U-Pick farm, going to your favorite store. It could be literally anything. Going to a bookstore, checking out that new restaurant. It doesn't even have to involve money. Checking out this new landmark, this new historical view, random shit going on in your state. Just taking time to get out, to escape a little bit. It definitely has like a reset effect on your mind and your body, and it is so nice. Highly recommend. And also when you are like grueling through those 5 days at work and you're like, what the fuck is this all for? Why am I here? This shit sucks. At least you have something at the end of the week to look forward to. Mine this week was going out to a concert with friends and being able to see them and spend time with them. Fantastic. Oh my God. I was looking forward to it all week. When I almost died at work, I was like, no, girl, hold on. We have to stick it out so we can go out with the girls. Like, very simple. It could be, even if it's like weather's not good, craft night at home, go get some Legos, build a little Lego thing with your boo, maybe get your hands in some dirt, do some potting, repotting of your plants, go to a pottery class. There is so much to do, please, and we need to be doing it. We need to be taking advantage of life. I have this innate fear of like growing up and looking back and being like, oh my God, all I did was work. So I'm like trying to be very intentional, especially during this time, to do more things, to be active, to be out and about, because there's so much to discover and it's so fun. Tips on how to spicy up an outfit: accessories. Accessories. When my boyfriend first met me, he was like, the number one thing, like, duh, hello, you're hot, you're sexy, but the number one thing that like made me crazy attracted to you was like, you accessorize. I was like, what? You're like, you're just decked out in gold, bitch. Like, you are decked out in jewelry, you are decked out in like fun things, fun rings, you had your nails done, you had crazy shoes, you wore a crazy belt, like, you had anklets, like, you accessorize. And that was so funny. I didn't realize how important it was until I was like, you know what? The reason I feel myself in an outfit, and I feel like it's like, instead of the outfit is wearing me, I'm wearing it, is because of the accessories. Every single look that you saw at Coachella this year that you were like, wow, that's good, it's because of the accessories. They're not wearing an outfit, they're wearing accessories, and they're wearing way too many of them, but in the best possible way. All of the people I saw this weekend complaining about different people's outfits, and I couldn't even remember their names, like, genuinely, just like any sort of the outfit criticism that I did see this week on social media, it was because it was just simple outfits. And like, listen, I do not hate a simple outfit. I get it, especially at a festival, comfortability is key. But if you want to enter the Coachella Olympics, I fear you must be as spicy as possible. And I think the best outfits or the craziest outfits or the ones that are just like elevated a little bit are due to accessories. And this can be anything. Go to Depop and go to the accessories tab, like bags, scarves, jewelry, nails. Your phone's an accessory, hair clips, the way you do your hair is an accessory. I love using hair as an accessory too. That's fantastic. Belts, even just like, I think even a statement piece is considered an accessory. Socks can be an accessory, like, think out of the box. You can put charms on your shoes, charms on your hat. There's so many different ways to spice things up. But I think it truly takes like an outfit from simple to elevated very quickly. Told my hookup I liked him and he said he likes me back but doesn't want to date. Yeah, I fear well, like, at least he told the truth. At least he wasn't like, I like you too, maybe we can work something out in the future, but like, I just don't want to be together right now. Like, I hate that stringing along bullshit that men like to do because they just want to keep fucking you, and they know that if you say, hey, I actually don't want to be with you long term, women will stop sleeping with you because duh, it's not what they're looking for. It is all coercion. Like, they just want you around, and it definitely is manipulation. And I hate it. And unfortunately, it takes going through that experience to then be able to recognize it. But like, please take what he said at face value. The one thing about men is they'll either be like highly manipulative in the way that I just mentioned before, or they are straight up with you. And for some reason, since they don't want you, it makes your brain kind of go, well, now it's just a challenge. Maybe it's all the terrible 90s rom-coms that I saw where it was just a fixer-upper 24/7. Or maybe it's just my own, like, I can fix the mental illness. But if they say they don't want to be with you, they are telling you the truth. They do not want to be with you. Your next step, you do have control of the situation. And it's not, well, maybe I can force him to love me because that's weird and fucked up. And like, please, for the love of God, you deserve someone who is not coerced into loving you. But like, now you have control of the situation because you can make a decision regarding his answer. Getting an answer is step number one. At least you got an answer. True. Yup. But now it's your fucking job to be like, do I want to stay around and keep fucking, but also know that this will never work and kind of get my emotions involved in that sort of way? Do I just stop talking to him altogether because I know what I want and I know that he simply does not want that with me? Like, you have a choice in the matter. I think especially when it comes to getting rejected, it definitely can feel like a bit of a stab in the heart, especially to the ego, not really to the mind, but definitely to the ego. And it makes people do some crazy things, and it makes people stop seeing reality for what it is. Do not let your ego take control. Think very logically about this, because I don't want you wasting your fucking time on a loser who simply just wants to fuck and not date. And also, you can't blame somebody for just wanting to fuck and not date. Like, I know so many women in my life that are like, sure, I'll have a, little fling here and there with people that I enjoy and trust, but like, I'm not in the age to be dating long term. And at least those people that I do know are very honest about that to the people that they are seeing. So then, they're able to take control of their lives and do what's best for them. Listen, it sucks when people are honest, but sometimes genuinely honesty is the best policy, and at least they told you what the fuck is up. But please don't get stuck on this loser. Please, I'm begging you. Have your fun, enjoy your time, babe, but also, what do you want? That's most important. The ego is so silly. The ego is like, and if you're like, how do I figure out what ego is like? How do I figure out that feeling? It's definitely the like lack of reality and high emotional feeling. And I would equate it to the same situation as like when a kid is in the grocery store and they're like, can I get this $10 chocolate bar, this $40 doll or whatever in the middle of Target? And their mom's like, babe, no. Like, reality, no. That's not going to work. And then they just start screaming and kicking and rolling around on the floor. But I want it. That's what ego feels like. That's what, like, especially in this situation, it's definitely like, but I want it. Girl, you can't have it. It is not on the table. And the sooner you're able to realize and recognize that emotion and kind of rationalize quickly, the easier time you'll have in life, and just genuinely the easier time you will have emotionally. I think that's why some people are like, God damn, you're really level-headed. I used to be a very emotional person. I used to be a very like egotistical, let me get swept up in this situation that I'm in. And then I realized, oh my God, it's such a waste. Like, emotionally, I just get so exhausted. I become a shell of a human being. I feel like I'm not making the right decisions. I'm letting ego take control of my life. It's not worth it. Okay, girl, get up off that grocery store floor. Any tips on not to get in a birthday funk? I don't know. I usually am not in a birthday funk for my birthday. And you're like, bitch, well, how are you going to give advice on this? Well, it's because I think like the times that I was in a birthday funk was when I was like really depressed and I just did not see a future for myself. Like, I wasn't visualizing or dreaming or setting goals or even doing what I wanted, and that put me in a bit of a birthday funk. I also think when I was in a birthday funk, it was because I wasn't surrounding myself with older, cool women. I think we need to surround ourselves with older, cool women. It will turn us into wanting to be like those people, not fearing aging, in fact, embracing it and looking forward to it. You gotta dream. You gotta look forward to things. A big birthday ritual of mine in my 20s has been celebrating the day of my birthday, how I kind of want to live that next year of my life or honor that next year of my life. So maybe it's like very simple this year. Usually I'm on a trip and you're like, girl, well, we can't all afford a trip. Totally valid. This year I'm actually staying in town and I'm thinking about just, let me go and get breakfast. Like, I love getting breakfast. It's my favorite thing to do. Let me go to a diner, get a fresh pressed juice and a coffee. Yes, girl, it's my birthday. Maybe some avocado toast, girl, who knows? And then I'm gonna, maybe go to a yoga class or go sit outside in the park, enjoy the sunshine. I want to go do a little bit of shopping here and there. I want to hang out with my friends. I think I'm going to rent a pool for my birthday. I love being in any sort of water. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my Pisces rising. I will always love to be in some sort of water. It's also just like June, so it's hot. But I want to rent a pool this year, hang out next to the pool, fry in the sun for a little bit, and then just like go out for a good dinner. That's it. Very chill, very much so honoring myself, doing all of my little favorite things, enjoying my time, seeing the people I love. You gotta make yourself special. You're special. You are special, okay? You don't need all these people around you to tell you you're special. You have to treat yourself like you're special because you're you. The only person who's gonna be able to plan all those fun favorite things are you. The only person who knows exactly what you want is you. So go do it. Go after it and dream a little bit. Look forward to the future. What are you going to be doing this next year? Are you excited? If not, like, let's get excited. What can we plan that will make us excited? Something I've never done, but I do miss from like childhood is for the past couple years, I just haven't had a birthday cake, which is no biggie. I'm always like, I was like in Mexico one year. I was in LA one year. I was like out and about. Like that is my birthday cake. Hello. But this year, since I'm home, I miss a homemade birthday cake. Like a homemade birthday cake is so underrated. Even throughout like more my later teen years and my college years, whenever I was at home to celebrate with my parents, we would always get the berry chantilly Whole Foods cake. Listen, best cake on the fucking planet, but still a box cake homemade by either yourself or your mom or your friends or your family, that blows it out of the water. That is truly the best cake ever in my opinion. So I want to make my own cake this year. I want to like decorate my own cake and celebrate in that sort of way, and it's so silly and little and probably gonna cost me $5 in total to do, but it's something that I want to do for myself, and one way that I want to celebrate myself and kind of show myself that I'm special this year. And those things matter, okay? Listen to your heart, listen to what you want to do. You know better than anybody, so please, let's pop some bottles, girl. Let's go lay in the sunshine. Enjoy your time here on Earth. It is meant for pleasure. Someone said Venus is finally direct, and I'm so excited. Tips for embracing this era? Oh yeah, absolutely. If you guys did not know, we were in a bit of a retrograde, at least since like March 1st in Venus. But now we have shifted into Venus direct in Pisces, which is like very sexy. We are in a very sexy time, girls, all right? And sexy, not in the way of like Jessica Rabbit pin Marilyn Monroe sexy, more so like sexy in the act of intimacy, in the act of connection. I think right now it's all about like listening to your heart and giving into love. Now during retrograde, we definitely were taught a few lessons about how our heart connects to things and love and people around us and relationships. So now we need to like learn those lessons and move forward with what we have learned. Venus moving direct will help us feel clear about the meaning and purpose of everything that has taken place. And Venus in Pisces teaches us that love is not about losing ourselves and others, but about deepening our connection with what is true and being devoted to honoring it. Rather than forcing outcomes, we are invited to allow love, creativity, and inspiration to flow organically, honor the wisdom of the heart, and deepen our compassion towards both ourselves and others. Venus is also conjunct Saturn, the North Node, and Mercury. This alignment are just to deepen our commitment to what is valuable to us and take responsibility for making necessary changes. This is a good time, you guys. I'm very, very excited. I'm gonna do my own little write-up, but that bit of information, you guys are always asking me like where I get any sort of astrology information. This is another really great tip and tool, or just like website. It's called moonomens.com. I really enjoy them for astrology update. Theworldofpsychics.com is also a really great one, and then also astrosage.com. And randomly, people will make very detailed long Reddit posts about just different astrology updates, usually under the I would assume like the astrology tab. And I find those to be very helpful as well. But this is a good time, girls. If I was going to do anything, I would be doing a lot of self-care. I would be reevaluating finances, and leading from your heart with finances is really good. But I think especially Venus and Pisces, it kind of clears our head. It makes us a little more level-headed. So get real about your spending. Evaluate what connections are feeding your heart and what connections aren't. Which ones that you truly do want to feed into. Which ones, you know, maybe you feel forced to feed into because of the whole ego shift of it all, and how can we detach from ego a bit and more so connect with our bodies. Pleasure is so underrated. I was so committed to suffering for such a long time until I realized like, wait, life is about pleasure. Life is about pleasure. I feel like I was raised too with the idea of like gluttony, sin, you know, being too connected to your body. And like, yes, especially if you are like hurting people in the process or hurting yourself in the process. But if you're just enjoying something, that's like the whole point of life, babe. Like, eat that extra slice of cake, have that good meal, go lay in the sunshine for 10 fucking hours, go have some really good fucking sex and don't feel bad about it. Like, that's living. I actually saw this post on Tumblr. Love a Tumblr text post. So I'll read it to you. Not to be a hedonist, but pleasure is the whole point, my loves. We are made for pleasure. Humans have not survived out of spite or sheer grit to simply make more humans. We live for pleasure, the pleasure of licking the last delicious crumbs off your fingers and feeling sunlight on your skin and massaging a loved one's shoulder. We're made to fill our bellies with delicious food, to nap in soft grass, to touch each other in joy and comfort. There's no shame or guilt in our bodies doing what they were made to do, and we were made for pleasure. Period. How to find comfort in change of jobs, specifically having more time on my hands. I love change. Ask Hannah 4 years ago, she'd be like, no, please, don't make me, I don't wanna. Now I'm like, no, I'm begging. My car got stolen. I was like, okay, all right, not exactly what I was asking for, but I'm here, I'm ready. You have to view change as like leveling up. It truly is. Like, okay, I beat that previous chapter in my video game. Of course, something crazy happens right at the end to kind of trigger a fight or flight reflex, but bitch, you better stand up and fight, okay? It is leveling up. It's always leveling up, okay? Even if there's no backwards, there is no staying in the same place. Even if you think things are getting worse, it's taking you to a next level, either emotionally, physically. You're getting to know yourself a bit better. You're getting to know yourself in regards to the world around you a bit better. My car got stolen. You would think that would be taking a step back. No, bitch. Go out, find a car you like, get your finances in order, get that shit in order, handle your business, stay level-headed. I didn't cry once. Back in the day, high emotional state back in the day, I would face even any sort of just minor inconvenience and I would be a mess on the floor, screaming and crying in the grocery store, rolling around, kicking, knocking shelves over. We don't have time for that. We don't. You have to break the idea that hard things are bad, that, you know, change is bad, and play the game of life, girl. You've reached the next level. Are you scared? Are you going to put down the video game? Or are you going to be like, all right, fuck it, let's do it? You tried to fight the final boss 84 fucking times, but you might get it on the 85th. Are you going to stop now? You know what I mean? There's always that relation of like seriousness to change. And I think once you take the seriousness out of it, you stop giving it so much emotional power and you're able to really embrace the situation for what it is. And I think you will enter that flow state naturally if you just trust in yourself and stay as level-headed as possible. Listen, I'm not against a good shower cry. If you need to, you know, let your emotions go, absolutely. I am not against emotions. That's not the point of it all. It's definitely more so I'm against your emotions controlling you. And I think a lot of us live in fear and it holds us back from so many good things. So many good things. Every chance and opportunity I took in fear paid off tenfold. Oh my God, you guys. It's rare. I love when the girlies like tap in and we're all on the same vibes, because every single week I probably get 3 different sort of questions, different vibes that are asked over a bajillion times. You know, the same question, different forms. Like, so many of you guys are going through the same thing at the same time. And I love that we can all be like linked in on that way. And I love that we can all be like locked in that way. But the question this week, I swear to God, I got like at least 18 of these, was just like threesomes. Would you ever have a threesome? Did you have a threesome? Thinking about having a threesome? Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys are freaks. I love it. What is in the air? It's got you guys acting out. Okay, threesomes. Let's talk about it. Have I ever had a threesome? No, I have never had a threesome. Would I like to have a threesome? I don't think I would be against it. Would I like to have a threesome where I am now? No. With sexuality and just like how you feel about sex, it's going to ebb and flow. You're going to feel different at different points in time, different situations, and that's okay. The sooner you learn to go with what you want in the moment is how you really receive the most pleasure out of sex and relationships. Of course, when you have partners, you have to take your partners into mind, and you do have to protect yourself. I think that is very important. I think it's okay to take time choosing partners and vetting them. Like, girl, if you don't think they deserve that puss, they don't deserve that puss, period. But when it comes to threesomes, I know I would like to have one, and I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity to have one. I'm not really concerned about that. But the only situation that I know I would enjoy it is if I didn't know the other two people. Do you know what I mean? And I don't care the combination. I'm bi. Like, it all works for me. But I don't think I would want to know the other people. And I also don't think I would want to be in a threesome with another couple, because when the politics of it all and the coupleness of it all comes together, that's when it can get very tricky. Very, very tricky. I think if a couple is going to have a threesome together, they need to be very connected. They need to have like rules in place emotionally and physically. They need to be in a place that they are just so ultimately comfortable with each other and their communication that something like this is something that they have agreed to, they feel excited by. Both partners are thrilled, enthusiastic, and communicative about what is okay and what is not, and also they are both willing and open to see their partner be shared. I think it takes a very special couple to be like that. A very special couple. And I am not that in a couple. I'm not that. But the thing is, I know that. And if you are a girl in a relationship and you know that, and your boyfriend's like, well, let's have a threesome. And you're like, I don't fucking want to. Stand by that. Not that I'm not in that situation, but I know men are weird and freaks. They do that about anal too. They're like, let's do it. It's like, you asking for the 100th time is not going to make her want to do it. What are you talking about? When she says no once, you should never bring it up again until she brings it up again. It needs to be her idea. Men are stupid though. And listen, I know that about myself. I know I am not a person who can be in a couple relationship and be in a threesome. It's too much of a psycho bitch. I'm too fucking crazy. I don't live like that. I can't have that kind of sex with a partner when I'm committed. My partner is also the same exact way. We're two jealous bitches together. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to, make this an even more stable relationship. It's probably going to make things crazy and chaotic and weird. Now, if that's something you want to do with your partner, I think, listen, when it comes to just like sexual escapades and bringing up different kinks or different things that you want to try, I think you are allowed to bring those up with your partner. I think you should be allowed to bring those up with your partner. Now, how they're going to react is kind of up to them, of course, but I think asking once is okay. And you don't necessarily have to ask like, hey, can we have a threesome? I think it could be like, hey, so have you ever thought about maybe bringing someone else into the bedroom? Like, do you ever have fantasies about that? Have you ever watched threesome things? Like, there's very simple ways for you to bring this up in conversation to kind of feel out how your partner might feel. But do not just like, hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do this? Like, I had a girlie ask threesome, would you do it? Like, I'm in a relationship, I want to have a threesome with my boyfriend. If that's what you want to do, absolutely. Feel out how your partner feels. Don't push the topic. And, if that's something that you two mutually decide to try out together, I think you need to have a couple conversations about this. You both need to be like enthusiastic partners in the situation. Like, who is allowed to do what, talk out the whole entire situation. So then there's no jump scares. Okay, that's the last thing you want during sex is a jump scare. Because in your mind, if you're like, well, he's not allowed to fuck her, but then you never say that out loud, and then all of a sudden his dick's inside her, like, oh, that would be horrible. That'd be awful. Talk it out. Okay, that's what your partner's for. Now, if you're a single girly in a thinking about wanting to do a threesome, go for it. Go for it. You're young. You only live once. You might as well fucking try it out. Now, if you were the single girl with the couple, you don't want to be the girl who's like, oh, fuck, this couple did not communicate. And now they're screaming at each other after I was just getting my pussy eaten. Like, I'm confused. I'm throwing on my pants and running out the door. Like, you still want to vet the situations that you're in. You still want to vet your partners, even for threesomes. Okay. I think the best, healthiest, emotionally threesome situation is just 3 single people. Any gender, any sex, who cares? There's so many different combos you can do with 3. But it's like, I think 3 single people coming together to be like, we're all hot, let's fuck. That seems like genuinely the healthiest situation. And if that's where you find yourself, girl, have fun. Please have some fun. Stay safe, stay protected. Make sure a trusted individual knows where you are at all times. But yeah, girl, have your fun. I am not against a threesome, that's for sure. I'm only against a threesome when I feel like it's an unhealthy dynamic in a relationship. I remember when I was single and I would be on like Tinder or whatever, there were so many couples where it's like, we're looking for our third. And it's like, no, no one wants to be that. Like, I'm scared. So yes, just be smart about your sexual situations always. But like I said previously, life is about pleasure. Enjoy all your senses, babe. This is a first. This is a smoke sesh first. I cheated on my boyfriend and he's giving me a second chance. I do love him and I hate what I did. Oh, interesting. This is very interesting. I'm not going to sit here and play the shame game because it sounds like you already are full of plenty of shame. So I'm not going to sit you and beat you over the head with it because, listen, I've gotten up here and been like, I made mistakes. We've all made mistakes in different aspects of our lives. Is cheating ever okay? No. You seem to be aware of that. Period. Now, what you do from here is very, very, very important. Okay? If any woman came up on here and was like, my boyfriend cheated on me, I'm giving him a second chance, you guys know my first answer would be, what the fuck are you doing? Please do not do that, because I do think, of course, cheating causes a lot of mistrust and just hurt in general. That is very, very hard to grow from, especially if both individuals are not committed to healing the situation. And I tell a lot of women to not give cheaters a second chance because I think a lot of cheaters simply don't give a fuck. I think they are serial cheaters. They will keep doing this. And I really hope you're not this person. If your boyfriend is giving you a second chance and you guys are going to attempt to even have a relationship here from this day forward, you have to simply apologize profusely for the next 10 years. Like, every single thing you do from here on out will be you trying to make a situation right. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if any sort of perfect behavior will ever make a bad situation right. So all you can really do is just, every single time your partner wants to talk about it, you did this to me, you got to take it on the chin and be like, yeah, I did. I'm so sorry. Let me talk you down from this ledge. You need to be waiting hand on foot emotionally for them because they are going through something insanely emotional at this point in time. And that's a lot. That can be a lot. That is a lot of commitment, and you will be putting yourself aside for a long time because you put yourself forward for one selfish moment. If that's something that you can commit to and you can be that person for your partner and you can have, that patience when they're crashing out 5 years from now because they deserve a valid crash out because you cheated on them, then fantastic. Do so. But if you're like, I can't do that, I emotionally, like, I know I give a fuck, but like not that much of a fuck, then I don't know if that's a situation that can continue forward. And that's me being very, very, very serious here, because I do know that cheating is a very, very serious situation. And I never want to ever demean anybody's emotions that have been cheated on, because it is so violating physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And I do think that if a couple is going to get back together, whoever cheated owes it, okay, to put their selfishness aside for the rest of eternity, and they have to be on their hand and foot for their partner emotionally until, their partner heals from that situation. But the guarantee of them healing is not 100%. Okay, that is a hurt that's going to last for a long time. Can you be there for them emotionally? Can you show up for them? Because ultimately, that's what they need at this point in time, and that is what you kind of deserve to give to them. I'm talking best girlfriend Olympics. I'm talking homemade dinners. I'll pay for the meal. Yes, you can cry on me. We'll talk it out for 6 hours. I will miss out on sleep. Here's some flowers. I love you. Let me take you out on a special date. Let me love you. Let me show you you're special. Let me honor you. Like, that's what you got to be doing. It is. It truly is. And I'll say that to any cheater, okay? If you got cheated on by your boyfriend and you're for some reason going to stick around, that's what they need to be doing. That is the bare minimum at this point. If you're going to be selfish and you're going to play stupid games, you do kind of win stupid prizes. And you're going to have to put that selfishness aside for a long time. It is what it is. I get it. We all make mistakes, but the best thing to do with your mistakes is to learn, of course, and then also try and make the situation better, or try and heal the situation the best you can if you still have a relationship with them. Sounds like you do. So you owe it to them. Also, you guys, I literally just posted a new recipe video. They're green goddess wraps. If you have not been getting your veggies in, you're looking for something to do with all these spring veggies, you're craving veggies, you're vegan, I made the best spicy chickpea mixed green wrap with the best herb dressing. If you've ever had the green goddess dressing from Trader Joe's, I figured out the recipe. I did. And yeah, it's up on Instagram if you want to check it out, at Hannah Marlene. Listen, you've heard about the munchies that are like, I'm craving every chemical known to man. I want to eat Tide Pods. I want to eat random cartoon food. I'm craving the craziest things. You ever smoke a joint and you're like, I want to go outside and grab a handful of grass and eat it? I'm craving veggies so much. Maybe I'm iron deficient. Maybe I'm deficient in something, but I definitely get that way. I crave carrots. I love to chew on just a whole carrot. I love a big salad. And then I've been really into roasted spicy chickpeas lately too. Ooh, nothing better. Someone asked for 420 plans. Oh my God, you guys. This is technically kind of our 420 episode. Not really. We'll celebrate afterwards. Don't you worry, girls. I'm thinking I'll do a smoke in between every question episode. I feel like that would be a great way to celebrate. So 420 is on what is it? It's Easter Sunday or something crazy. Right now, no plans because the weather is being unpredictable. Happy spring. Especially here in the Midwest, it could snow at any second now. Who fucking knows? But right now it says possible 70% chance of rain. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So to stay on brand with the 420 vibes, you guys know I'll be smoking probably all day. It's the only way to celebrate, if we're being honest. Eat some good food. I love a good high meal. If anything, we'll probably go out to dinner and get some tacos or something. I love a chips and dip situation. I love a bean tostada. At Ponak's, my favorite Mexican spot closest to me, they have a guacamole tostada and chili relleno combo. Girls, it is too fucking good. If the weather is nice, I would like to get outside. We're supposed to go flower picking on that day, so we'll see if that happens. Fingers crossed. Please pray to the weather gods that it pulls through for me. Either that or get down to the river. This past week, me and my boyfriend went on a hike and it was so beautiful. All the trees are blooming. All the flowers are going crazy. There's so many little purple, yellow flowers popping up all around me here in the Midwest. Just so insanely gorgeous. And it's so nice to just get outside into some fresh air. If anything, we'll probably go lay on a picnic blanket in the park and smoke some weed, maybe pack some really delicious sandwiches. I will have a 420 recipe out for you guys this Saturday, I promise. I'm making homemade Pop-Tart recipe. I know. I know. I'll probably get some of my favorite like little munchies, which is hot Cheetos, any sort of gummy, preferably. I've been really into the like electric sour trolley worms. They're kind of creamy. They're really good. And then the Albert's gummy bears are the best gummy bears on the planet. I also love I think they're Sour Patch, but the sour gummy watermelons. A Subway sandwich is like the epitome of the best munchy food ever. I don't know if I'll do that to myself or like make myself a little wrap or something. As you can tell, most of my plans food related. Smoking weed outside, food related. Yeah, maybe do some art. That would be killer. That'd be a great way to celebrate as well. Maybe break out some paints. I haven't done that in a long time. But that's my 420 plans. I will not be celebrating Easter with my family or anything. My family's actually going out of town, so I gotta watch their dog over 420, which will be fine. If it's nice, I'll take her on a walk or something fun. But yes, I hope you girlies have a happy holidays. And follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. I always do a fun little photo shoot for 420 every year. 'Tis the season, okay? You got to celebrate a little bit. Best way to celebrate is by looking sexy. How to be real with your homegirl that she needs to get her shit together in a nice way. Distance. I'm not saying ghosting her, but I do think silence does kind of fill the gaps where words just would maybe hurt a little bit. Because if you look her in the eyes and you're like, you're a hot fucking mess, I don't want to spend time with you, no one wants to be around you. If you're in a very fragile emotional state, which she probably is, that's gonna make you not want to be friends with somebody for a very long time. I'm a little bit more rational, where if someone told me that to my face, I'd probably be like, you're so right, queen, thank you. In fact, I have been told that by a friend to my face, but I know that I am a rarity in that sort of way, and not everybody is maybe as emotionally level or even aware of their situation in general. So if I were you, I would just be like, distance, you know, if you don't want to put up with her bullshit anymore, if she's like on drugs, if she's dating an ugly man, an abusive man, or like in a situation that, like, of course speak up, but I understand you get to the point where it's like, I'm saying the same thing over and over and I'm being heard, and at that point that's when I think you need to just distance your time with her. Or if you're around her and you know she starts complaining about the same thing over and over again, change the conversation. Don't engage in conversation. Don't feed into that mania. That sounds very mean, sounds very brutal. I'm not saying, you know, you just ghost her completely and stop talking to her, don't show up for her when she's, you know, in a hard place, but there's only so much you can give emotionally. And I do think it is a great way, especially for chaotic people, to self-reflect. I think when you're in a chaotic situation, taking more time with yourself and being forced to kind of sit with those emotions, to sit within yourself, it's scary, but it does have you figure out that situation really fucking quickly, instead of constantly putting the emotions onto the people around you or distracting yourself with the people around you. I'm not saying don't show up for her or don't hang out. Maybe just like, you know, if you're like, this is not a good day, she's not in a good place, I don't want to be around her, you don't have to be around her. If you don't want to have that same conversation for the 100th time about her boyfriend who's cheating on her, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to respond to that text. You can change the conversation, whatever it may be. It's tough love, but I do think it's good love. So nervous to be eaten out for the first time. Help. Oh my God, girl, just enjoy. Like I said, pleasure. I think most girls kind of start thinking too much about how they look, or, you know, their moans or things like that. Girl, that's not what you need to be focusing on during that time. You need to simply be enjoying, okay? Lay your head back, close your eyes, and receive. One thing about men, they're great at receiving. Fantastic at receiving. They'll receive all day, girl. At least me personally, I need to get better at receiving and being received. It is truly all about the pleasure. You should be locked in and focused on how you're feeling, not how you're looking, not what's going on, not anything else around you. Simply feeling and enjoying, okay? I don't know if there's any other girlies like me too who maybe the first couple times had a hard time receiving. I think getting head for the first time is like smoking weed for the first time, where it's like you might not get high the first time, you might not come the first time, and that's okay. It is kind of like you gotta learn how you like things, how you enjoy things, what gets you off, things like that. And if you don't exactly come the first time, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with you. I pinky promise there's nothing. Well, maybe there's something wrong with him. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with him and he is an A1 hungry boy, good at eating, or girl, I don't blame you. But like if you can't, it's very mental. I feel like for me as a woman, it's very, very mental. And if you can't get to that mental place where you can fully like give in, then that's okay. Practice makes perfect, all right? And also if you're in that place where it's like, okay, he's been eating my pussy for 20 minutes and I know I'm enjoying it. I'm having a fantastic fucking time, but maybe I'm not in the right mental place to fully like come, then I think it's kind of like it's okay to kind of switch it up, you know, have him meet you out for a little bit and then be like, okay, I want to ride you, you know, I want you to fuck me, whatever it is. He'll be like, yes, ma'am. So just switch it up, take the pressure off you for a moment, maybe go back to it later. But most importantly, my number one tip, enjoy. Okay, girl. Started vaping again because work is so stressful during the busy season. Oh, you and me both, girl. I didn't start vaping again, but I was out with the girls and I was like, I need a fucking cigarette. Not you guys shaming me. I posted a story on my Instagram of the Remy Wolf concert and it was me holding a double vodka Rebel, duh, and then a Camel Crush. And you guys were like, not the cigarette, babe. No, stay strong. Girl, I just want to smoke one cigarette. Let me live. And there's something I want to know the chemistry behind a drunk cigarette. There genuinely is nothing fucking better. But I haven't smoked a singular cigarette since Jackson Hole, Wyoming 1 year ago. Yes, bitch, I can place it. So I can have a little cigarette. Fuck it. I'm out with the girls. I'm having a good time. I just had my car stolen. I just went through a stressful situation. If I want to have one singular cigarette, it's better than me like losing my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Speaking of giving into pleasure and enjoying sex more, I love high sex for that reason. I am a very in my head kind of individual, and it is very hard for me to get into my body. I very much so exist in my mind, not my body, and that does not work for sex, babe, because it is all about your body. It's all about feeling your body and being connected to your body, and then also being connected to someone else's body. You cannot exist in your head. You don't want to, like, I used to be the girl who was just like laying there and I was like, do I look good? Do I blah, blah, blah? Like literally, did I get my homework done? Like thinking about things that were completely and utterly unrelated. And that's a great way to kill your mood. I'll tell you what, that is a great way to not make yourself horny. And that's why I love high sex. I think getting a little stony, smoking a little bit with your boo thing, you know, sharing a joint, intimacy, great little like, you know, let's build up the energy here. Maybe you can sit on their lap and smoke together or whatever it is. Have a little makeout sesh afterwards to kind of trigger your body to get back, or trigger your mind to get into your body. Weed inherently is going to make you a little bit more connected to your body. It could make you more in your head, but I do think the special thing about weed is if you're very in your head, if you put yourself in your body, if you go for a walk, if you do something with movement, if you start doing the dishes, you start vacuuming, go on a jog real quick, whatever it is, if you put yourself in your body, you are fully in your body. It really does turn your brain off. And that's when high sex, if you have a hard time getting in your body, weed can help. And I do think it made me more of an intimate partner. It made me more connected during sex. It really taught me what pleasure is and how to give into pleasure. Now, if it's your first time ever smoking or your first time ever having sex, then no, I don't think those things should go hand in hand at all. I think you do have to be a little bit of a aware of what those things are separately before you start conjoining them. It can get very overwhelming at first. But yeah, if you're an overthinker like me and you have a hard time connecting with pleasure, not like connecting with your partner, but just like with yourself in pleasure, fully giving into that pleasure, I think having a little bit of high sex is like the best for it. The best. It truly is. And then you get real freaked out. You do. That's when I'm like swinging from the ceilings, like tied up, like gagged, girl. Like that's when I'm like, no, let's do it all. Like I don't give a fuck. Truly. Like real freak animalistic hours. Like, let's pretend we're two cavemen having prehistoric sex right now. Like, we are the first ever humans. We have to create a lineage. Like, girl, it has that like silly aspect where it takes out the seriousness of life. Like, that's why people love weed. The same way people love any sort of substance, drinking even. It takes out the seriousness of life, and lets you behave a little bit more humanistic than you maybe allow yourself to in society's terms or society's standards. Lets you behave a little bit more like yourself, to not overthink it so much, especially when you're engaged with your body in tandem. Like, you truly will, you'll give in, you'll enjoy, you will really enjoy, you will find that pleasure, I promise you. So yeah, I guess if you need 420 plans and you and your partner haven't like smoked a joint together and then fucked immediately after, congratulations, I made your plans for you. But with that being said, we are rounding out to the end of our episode. I know, I'm so sorry, you guys. I love you all so much, and I have such a good time hanging out with you guys every week. I just have a lot to do today. I have a lot of big girl errands to go run. I gotta get groceries. I gotta do a little more cleaning. I gotta get my car detailed because there were children in the back seat before I bought it, and their little feet prints are out everywhere. I have to pay taxes. Yeah, girl, adult shit. We are not running from our problems anymore. We don't have time for all that, okay? You want to know the number one way to waste your time here on this planet? Waste it worrying about problems that you could just go out and fix and do and not worry about it anymore, pretty much. I spent so much of my life previously kind of living in that fear where it was like, oh, I have anxiety about this thing, so I'm just gonna not think about it. But like, not thinking about it creates more anxiety and more anxiety and more anxiety and like more self-hate because you just didn't do the thing. Oh my God, what a tired way to live life. Go out there, face that dragon, that big thing head on, that final boss head on. Do the best you can, at least rip the band-aid of stress off and get rid of that, so then you can kind of have a weight lifted off of your shoulders instead of constantly being stressed about the same thing every single day. Ugh, that is such a wasteful way to live life, truly. I would rather face a fear head on than a tiny dose of anxiety every single day, genuinely. And that's kind of just something you learn as you go through adulthood and as you face like, bigger, more adult things like taxes or cars or finances or jobs, things like that. That will come with time. But when you are faced with those things, like, go do it. I also have to make a dentist appointment. Oh, talk about the hard things right there. Going to the doctor, the worst. But like, you got to do it. Do you want your teeth rotting out of your head at 80 or even like 50? No, you do not, babe. Temporary discomfort for long-term enjoyment, fulfillment. We have no time to run away from things. We only have time to run towards them. It's not worth that continuous stress. I used to place so much stress on myself, and I thought it was totally situational. Like, no, it's the problem's fault. It's like, no, it's your fault because you're just not doing it. You're causing way more stress for yourself. It's just not worth it. So go out there, do those hard things, accomplish those goals, trial and error, dare to fail. Who gives a fuck? We have one life to live. Set up those small successes every week. Set up a fun little way to enjoy every week so you're not just living for your 9 to 5 every single day. Do things for you. You are special. You deserve those things. And take a hit for me. Love you all so much. If you want to see more from me, follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/smokesesshotty for extra episodes every single week. I answer every single one of your questions. So if you haven't had your question answered, guess what? Every week you could have your question answered over on Patreon. I think it's like $7. Come join. I would love to have you. And if you want to see my new recipe, see what I'm up to on 420 and see my Pop-Tart recipe, follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. But with that being said, I love you. Stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all next week. Mwah.